What's up, guys? We are out here at the Grand Canyon. It's really crazy. This is not really doing it justice right now.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty wild. Like the sunset right here. And we just decided to do an impromptu video because so we were out playing tennis the other day, and it's the first time that we had played tennis doubles in like such a long time. And we were actually playing against these two guys, and they were like pretty good. One of them was like an older guy. He was like super good at the net. He was just getting these volleys and these like drop shots in. And
effortless.
we hadn't played doubles, like I said, in forever. Like we both played tennis in high school, been like playing around a little bit, but so they were beating us at first. And I'm going somewhere with this, so stick around with me real quick. But they're winning. It was like they were up like 4-0. And I remember at one point you just started like killing it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like doing pretty good, and but she just started like really killing it. And we came back, we beat them. What was it, 6-4? Like we like won,
Yeah.
or 6, maybe
6-4.
Yeah, so it's like we won like the next 6 games in a row, something like insane. And basically what I wanted to talk about is this feeling that you kind of told me that you got like in the middle of our game.
Yeah, so we're down 0-3 and just making a bunch of silly mistakes, silly errors, and I just had in my head that these people were better and that they were gonna beat us, and I'm like, oh no, like insecure that they weren't gonna like playing with us or anything like that. And then after they beat us, like for the 3rd game in a row, I'm like, okay, like no, I'm going to beat them. We are going to beat them. And then the next game, my serve, we just like killed it. And then we come back like the next 3-4 consecutive games, and we ended up winning 6-4. Like they got one more game on us, but we just shut them out. Like after, it was just like a zap where our mentality changed from like, oh no, they're better than us and they're gonna beat us, to like, no, we're better than this. Like we're going to win. And we did. We saw everything like just going perfectly our way.
Yeah, and as it relates to this, like for this specific thing, we talked about it afterwards, like what changed as far as our mindset, as far as the way that we felt. Cause she was like, she had that realization. She's like, I'm gonna win. Like I'm gonna beat them. I'm gonna kill them. That's what you said. And like the thing is, in a cool way. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, for me it wasn't really like verbal as much as it was like I was just imagining like my shots just going through, and you called it like threading the needle, because I would like hit these shots with a bunch of topspin that would like go through them, like right between them. And I just knew, I had like this body awareness that my shots were going to, like they weren't gonna be able to return them. I was just ripping tons of topspin through them, and my serve was on point too. They couldn't, I aced them like quite a few times, and kind of just like this feeling like, yes, like I can do this, like we can do this, we're going to do this. And it's like that certain feeling that we've talked about before, but using this example with the tennis game is like, it's just your mindset. Like we were losing, and then we shifted our mindset, like in particular, like she did, because I felt like confident, at least as far as like my the way I was playing.
Yeah, you're killing it. I was like holding it back.
But yeah, like when she had that mindset shift, it was just like something, it was like a drastic, noticeable difference. And I don't know, like we wanted to just convey that there's like a bodily awareness of like, yes, I can do this and I'm going to do it, that comes and gives you kind of like that inner power and strength. And that comes also with experience. Like if we didn't know, if we weren't as good at tennis, like we might not have felt like that. So it does come, and that's why I talk about like the will and the imagination being in harmony is like what allows you to truly achieve like amazing results, whatever it is that you're doing. You know, we talk about anybody, if you're talking about tennis specifically, Djokovic talks about that. He has a whole speech where he's talking about how he visualized being the best player ever since he was a kid. But he also hits the courts. He also practices all the time. He also has a a crazy, you know, regimen, and his diet is dialed in, and everything that he does is in alignment with that belief. So it's about showing up as that version of yourself that can do it too.
Taking the actions, like, to train that version of you, but then whenever it's time to put it to practice, like, don't beat yourself before they beat you. Because, like, with that mentality, I was already beat.
Exactly.
They were winning, so I was just, like, throwing the game, basically, and just believing in yourself, like, knowing, like, yes, I did the reps, and I can do this.
Yeah, and it's funny because I had that same issue in high school. I didn't make it onto my varsity tennis team. Granted, there were some good players, but I played a lot more back at the time. Like, and I'm bigger, you know, physically. I'm stronger. I'm faster. I'm more mentally resilient above all else than I was when I was like 14, 15 years old, like a freshman, sophomore in high school. But I used to play a lot, and I would go to tennis clinics. Like, so I was more in the flow of playing tennis at the time, but it's like my abilities to play now, because I have that confidence that transfers onto the court, like inner confidence in myself and my abilities and my, like, as an athlete, but also just in general, it like translates onto the court, and that will translate onto whatever court in whatever lane that you're talking about in life, if you imagine that it will, if you see yourself being able to achieve it and you feel a lot, like, get into that feeling and imagine that ball going in, whatever that is. It may be for you. It may be imagine that business taking off. It may be imagining your relationship being like amazing and harmonious. It may be imagining a lifestyle where you're able to travel and get paid for whatever, creating content, or you're living a laptop lifestyle because you have some sort of online business. Whatever that may be, you can visualize it, you can see it, and you put the reps in, you're gonna be unstoppable. And anyways, guys, I just thought this was a good time to make this video because it was something we were talking about and something that I think that is...
It's important to address.
It's important to address, yeah. It's like I said, like, when I was in high school, I played tennis a lot more than I've been playing lately. And I was like getting some level of coaching, some degree of instruction, which I haven't even been getting now. Now it's like I'll turn on a YouTube video, be like, oh, that's a good tip, use it. And she like gets annoyed because she's like, oh, you watched a YouTube video and now your serve is like,
that's
amazing. But it's just like, but it's just because of like the mental game. That's what it is. And like, that's why we talk about mindset so much.
Yeah.
But it, like I said, it's both together. And anyways, with that being said, we're about to get out of here. It's getting super cold. And yeah, we'll see you guys in that next one. Drop us a like, hit me with a subscribe, and much love. Peace out.